Hello everyone. So we are going to do buffer analysis by writing the Python code. Open the buffer analysis Python file. So we are going to use only one layer, roads. Import Arcpy, and if you want you can see more and then run the code. Then check out the license. We are going to use the Scratch geodatabase, but you need to make sure that you copied from the MapLab Research Forest geodatabase, or you can use the MKRF data geodatabase directly. So I kept everything on my Scratch, and then I used my Scratch as my environment. And then if you repeat the code, then you need to run this line. This is optional. Then I'm going to use the buffer analysis and then create 10-meter buffer around the roads. So that's the only output I'm going to use, roads buffer, and the roads is the input layer. 10 meters buffer I'm going to add. If you keep your cursor on the buffer analysis, you will see the code and all the codes and then parameters we used in our code. Everything is explained in detail. So if you see anything in curly brackets, those are optional. That means after we wrote 10 meters, all the parameters are optional. If you take it out, it will use the default values. We created the buffer, and then we need to look into our arc map whether roads buffer 2 is available or not. Now we are on the arc map, and I'm going to refresh so that I can see on my Scratch whether the newly created buffer is available or not. So you can see I'm refreshing it and see the roads buffer 10 is available. Now bring it into the map area. So you can see I created 10 meters buffer around the road. Now the second method is we are going to do the same analysis, but this time we are going to create the buffer in the arc map, and then we are going to get our code from arc map. So we're going to keep everything on Scratch, and then we are going to use the buffer analysis tools and select the buffer analysis tools, then use the roads layer, and where you're going to save your output, you can give it a name. A few times I run them, that's why you can see I already saved a few, but I'm going to create a new one, and 15 meters buffer I'm going to use this time. Say new, or you can say other names, 15 meters, and then all the parameters. If you want to know more, you can see the site type. The site type is full, and then we are using the round option, and then planner is the method. Say okay. Now the roads 10-meter buffer we created before, and then you can compare it with 15-meter buffer. We want to look at the Python code behind the scene. I open the results, and then I'm going to open it on a Python console on ArcMap. And I'm looking for which one I created last time. That's the buffer 15 new. The first one. That's the one we just created. And then since I run the code before, I can see them, but I can remove and then just drag and drop the buffer tool for output I created. That's the code behind the scene. and then I need to copy everything from here to my PyCharm session. I would like to see whether it works on my PyCharm project or not. Let's copy, let's paste it here, and you can see we have the previous name, but we can add a new name and then clean up. I'm just changing the name. Rather than name new, we can say again. Simply run this code. Go back to your Arcpy and see whether the new buffer you just created, the name is buffer 15, and then again, so that you can find we refresh it a few times. It takes a little bit of time, a few seconds, and now I can see it's added. Okay, so you can visualize them on your Arc map. So that's the last one we created. Run the last line to return the license. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed